Do you know who you're messing with? Do you know who you're messing with?
All right. In a week where Big Ben goes down, Drew Brees goes down, seems like everybody is getting injured. Tom Brady's still throwing for 1,000,000 touchdowns, and Eli Manning has officially been benched.
Everybody's getting injured, aren't they? Yeah.
It's the end of an era on the ECSports show.
Yeah.
We have to say goodbye to someone who should have been probably gone a while ago. Eli Manning, thank you for your career. I don't know if you'll end up in Jacksonville next year. Get back with Tom Coughlin.
Doesn't everybody?
My boy David Kaplan had floated the idea of the Bears possibly trading for Eli. I thought that was a little emotional. Shout out Cap.
I don't know why that's emotional. Shit.
Yeah, you about ready at that point? You get
Shit.
I mean, that's a good segue because today on the ECSports show we gotta recap a Bears victory, but it just doesn't feel that great. Bears win a nail biter against the Denver Broncos. They win 16-14 on an Eddie Pinheiro kick with 1 second left. Shout out Eddie, you saw that. He seemed like he got his own juice, got his own little,
I feel like they cheated almost. That 1 second on the clock bullshit.
Yeah, NFL, you take these dubs any way you can get it. Just get into Club Dub, celebrate this win. It seems like we got a kicker who didn't choke at the end of the game. So that's positive, right? We can take that away. Plus, Bears have a kicker that can make a field goal when needed. Plus, Bears defense is still the coldest in the game, man.
Yeah.
Ain't no doubt about that.
True.
Like, in all the other crap that we about to get into, we just need to show a little love to Chicago's Bears defense because we don't feel like they're getting enough love right now. Khalil Mack picked up a sack, put a Joe Flacco on his back. Roquan Smith, man, he led the team with 11 tackles. He is every other play you hear his name. He's just going to quietly be one of those Bears linebackers that, might get his jersey retired one day in Chicago.
And then there's Trubisky.
All right, let's talk about it. Deanne, how'd you feel about Mitchie T's performance this Sunday up in Denver?
I feel like Mr. Trubisky did a lot of passes that my daughter Lila could throw. He did a lot of tosses and dump offs. I think he was afraid to reach the pinnacle of 10 yards or more.
Right.
I'm not a fan of his game, and I'm just counting down the time where, we move towards something. You're in Chicago, buddy. This isn't,
we ain't got a lot of time
Carolina
for quarterbacks.
Or wherever you are, Indianapolis.
Right.
This is Chicago.
Not a lot of
Big
lineage
three.
in quarterbacks.
No, we don't have a long leash to hold for you to be winning last second 3-point wins against a team that you should have demolished. I mean, their defense wasn't stellar.
It was a little surprising, right? Vic Fangio's defense, we talked about it last week. We thought they would be...
You have to have the players. It doesn't matter.
Sure,
Offenses are different. Defense, you have to have the type of players to run certain defenses. Apparently, our offense is a scheme-driven offense that needs a quarterback that knows how to throw more than 8 yards, and we don't have that.
No.
So you were mentioning prior to the show what I would definitely take Eli Manning over that bum.
Ooh,
you wouldn't?
Man, that's a proclamation, man, because Eli's been known to being a little washed up.
Okay.
And last year, right, washed up in New York. And last year, Trubisky gave us a little bit, flashes, right, here and there, of capable of being clutch
because
enough.
He had 2 running backs that could control the game. He doesn't have that anymore.
He's proven to be clutch enough. He did it against the Broncos. He was clutch enough after going incomplete on first down, incomplete on second down, another penalty, backed them up. And then it got all the way to a point where they were at 4th down, and then Mitch made the pass. You got to give him credit for making the pass? Or are we just saying he had a bad game and he made a pass at the right time?
Fuck him.
Okay. Dion, continuing that notion then, I have a couple of stats that's going to disappoint Bears fans. Mitch Trubisky, Mitchie B to some, ranks among starters 33rd. 33rd in touchdowns. I don't know if you know, there are 32 teams in the NFL. A backup has thrown a touchdown before Mitch Trubisky.
Oh my God.
Mitch Trubisky averages, he is 32nd in yards per attempt. That's last.
Yeah.
You know, at least he beat out the backup in that one, right? He is 32nd in yards per completion, which I don't even know if you know. Like, he's not making.
Is that last?
Yes, that would be last again. 31st in passer rating. Oh, this is making children cry. These are so cringy of numbers. Second to last in passer rating, and then finally his best statistic. He is 27th in completion percentage, which, as you know, as a dink and dunk passer, to be 27th in completions for completion percentage is pretty goddamn awful, man.
Yeah. So what do? Do you wait?
You got to ride with him this year, obviously, right?
Why?
But here's my question, man. How long does this defense have? Khalil Mack's wrapped up. Leonard Floyd's young. Roquan Smith's young. Eddie Jackson's young. The only ones, Prince Amukamara is, starting to age a little bit. But this is a youngish defense, right? So are you willing to punt a year and go and get a quarterback that you like?
Who? Where?
I don't know. At this point, because I don't think you can trade for one that you feel good enough about unless you're about to go get the corpse of Eli Manning.
Hey,
you could do that.
306.
Yeah, he did put up some numbers. He put up some numbers, which Trubisky has not.
Exactly.
I'm worried. I appreciate what he did to end the game, right? Because he had a horrible game and then kept his composure to make that happen. But if we're counting on that to happen every time, you're going to get blown out by some of the elite teams in the NFL. Okay. We talked about this. The second half of the schedule is a buzzsaw. I would hope we would have a top 15 quarterback at that time. I don't think we're going to have one. That brings down the ceiling on what we think the Bears are going to be this year, does it not? Am I asking for too much for a top 15 quarterback?
With that bum. Yeah. Fucking bum.
I don't know, man.
He's a bum.
Washington's coming up next week. Monday Night Football. We gotta take care of business. You know the Bears haven't won in DC since 2007.
Wow.
07.
12 years.
You can thank. Who can you thank for that?
Lovey?
Oh no, you can thank Mr. Cutler for that. But to be honest, I throw D'Angelo Hall every time. It doesn't matter that he had 4 interceptions. That was a scheme. We thought we had a good matchup. I continue to do it. Shout out Jay Cutler. Brandon Marshall came in on First Take and absolutely barbecued Jay. Yeah, he's like, finally, I'll admit it. Jay was horrible. He was awful. It was like, bro, like, yes, we know that. Really? You were just capping that entire time, like over capping.
Wow.
You could have just kept your mouth shut.
That's fucked up.
But keep saying on a microphone, well, I believe in Jay Cutler. Nobody believes in Jay Cutler, except for Kristen.
I did.
And that's all that matters.
I did.
Up until what point? Yes, I did too. Until the end?
Hurt his knee against Green Bay.
Okay.
Bitch.
Okay.
Such
right.
A bitch.
I know for damn sure Bears fans would take Cuddy on this year's team.
In a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to go, bro. It's time for him to get out of here.
It's time to go.
He's going to suck next week. How many suck weeks are you gonna have?
But this is
Let's have
two.
suck week. It's October. Let's have suck month. He sucks.
You don't care about the preseason no more, and he got to ease into it.
Bro.
What about the two good defenses?
Dude is awful. He stinks. He's a bum.
All
I'm tired of talking. Can we move on? I'm tired of talking about this.
right. All right.
His stupid mustache and his stupid beard. You bum.
NFL Week 2, any team surprising you? Any
Baltimore.
teams? Baltimore? Man, Lamar Jackson he's
Whatever.
literally just put two middle fingers up to everybody who said, maybe you should play wide receiver. Said, fuck you.
You picked him up, right?
Right?
I mean, everybody saw it.
Like,
Hallelujah.
it's always good to get that quick revenge on the haters, because now everybody who is a Lamar Jackson doubter, they can't talk for at least a couple of years, right? Or at least a couple of weeks. We move on. I'm looking at, like, the Bills. Where the hell did they come from, man?
They've always had a decent defense.
Yeah, right. They've never totally tanked out. And their quarterback, I don't know why I'm forgetting old boy's name real quick.
Allen.
Josh Allen, who also had his little unfortunate comments that he made before draft day. Seems like everybody looked the other way and forgave him, and now he's the starting quarterback of the NFL franchise. Interesting. You would think that somebody else would get a little bit another employment opportunity, but
Interesting.
you know, you would think the
Well, there's
Pittsburgh,
two quarterbacks missing.
right? You would think Pittsburgh would have a little bit of interest, or Miami would have a little bit of interest, or you know, New Orleans, who still wants to win games, but you know, hey, I guess we don't have to talk about him in the ECSports show because he got his check and we still looking for our check. So
yeah, and then we'll be too political.
right. And we don't want that. We're trying to build our brand. We don't care who you support, as long as you tune into the ECSports show. Yeah, and I'm looking at like, man, is this a year where you think the Pats can put together another? Their division's a joke. The whole Tom Brady era, their division has been a joke. It's either been maybe the Jets have been a formidable team, maybe the Bills with Rex Ryan. When he took over, did he ever take over with the Bills?
Jets.
He was just strictly Jets. Right. The Rex Ryan Jets. I don't know, man. Part of this dominance by Bill Belichick and Tom Brady has to be attributed to how awful the AFC East has been, right?
Their division is atrocious. But there is no but. I mean, their team is stacked. I just don't see anybody beating them.
Right.
This year, last year, even without Gronk. It's interesting.
You got a collision course between the Chiefs
and we play them this year, don't we?
The Patriots?
Yeah. Pretty sure we play them.
Oh,
Trubisky would be gone.
You got Chiefs Patriots, obviously AFC Championship game. That's where the world's looking like right now. There's two teams in the AFC. Pittsburgh has not punted their season
Oh, look who texted me.
by trading for Minka Fitzpatrick. They annexed him out of Miami. Dog, everybody's knocking at the door trying to run out like this is the apocalypse out of South Beach to get onto some formidable teams. Out of the state of Florida. Dog, where is Jalen Ramsey going to end up? He asked for a trade, almost getting into a fight with his coach in week 2. You got so many players now that are, F this, y'all not trying, I don't want to be here. How you think the big bad owners feel about NFL players potentially taking a page out of the NBA playbook?
They're taking over the league, and I think they're going to stop it ASAP. I don't think Adele's going to be cool with all of that. So
sitting out,
it's getting
hold
too hard.
out.
It's these millennials, man. They don't
trade
They
demands.
do whatever they want. They can't take when someone is stern with them, and that's where we are with this America. How they are. Oh my God, why are you so? Why are you like that?
Would you stay on a tanking team if you looked around though and you saw the incompetence of the Miami Dolphins? Back-to-back weeks, man. You looking around, you like, I know I have value. This seems like a rebuild that's going to take 4 to 5 years, and I'll be at the end of my career by the time they're good.
You're in South Beach.
You are in South Beach. And this just goes back to honoring your contract versus, you know, NFL players athletes don't get to pick their employer when
No.
they come out of college, right?
So
You
once
are
they-
drafted into either a functional or dysfunctional organization.
Yes.
How
Unless
long?
you're Eli Manning.
Unless you're Eli Manning and you can, bitch and moan your way from San Diego to New York, which everybody seems to forget about that happened.
Yeah.
It's all good. That's fine. Eli can do it. But as soon as, another type of athlete does it, whoa, whoa. Our players getting way, way, way too much into their caring about what they're doing.
Uh-oh.
World's getting smaller. And in my opinion, when you start breaking down barriers and breaking down doors and you have more access to information and you see, oh, great, they drafted me and now they're tanking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm risking my body every week and y'all are trying to tank for a quarterback in college who
Who's not
might
even
pop,
available.
who might not pop. Kyler Murray's doing his thing, right? They're 0-1-1. I don't know. Folks in Arizona,
0-1, I thought.
no wins,
Yeah.
1 tie,
So
1 loss.
0-1 and
0-1 and
okay,
1, yeah.
Gotcha. But he putting up numbers.
He's putting up numbers, putting up fancy numbers too. And we're gonna get into that.
No need.
Around the corner.
There's no need to talk fantasy.
I just
today.
got a couple questions from my co-host,
There's no need to talk fantasy today.
but NFC, who's looking like the strongest team to you?
The Bears.
Raggy? Raggy? Come again?
Right, buddy?
Who? The Chicago Bears?
Oh, I thought you said what did you say?
UCLA Bears. I got you.
yeah.
No. Strongest team in the National Football Conference.
Oh,
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know. I don't care. I am very lost right now with my fantasy team, and football is bothering me right now. I can't believe my team sucks this bad. So
You could take on the.
I have fell to the point where Andy Dalton is my go-to quarterback right now. So yeah, he's had 60 and 50 the last 2 weeks.
Oh,
So I'm rolling with Andy.
AD?
Yeah.
Putting up some numbers in.
I mean, because he puts up big numbers, and in my league, big numbers.
Yep.
You,
Yards,
yeah.
tutties. He's like
Mhm.
Matt Stafford.
Matt Stafford's an anomaly.
Bears would be a Super Bowl contender with Matt Stafford. Just let that sink in.
It would.
The
It's
person
all, that should tell you it's the quarterback, bro.
Matt Stafford's going to go down in the history books with a lot of numbers under his name, just by pure yardage, not necessarily wins. We'll take him.
It's a very yellow cup you got there.
I'd take him. Woo! I'd probably take him over Eli, but Detroit's not trading within the division. I'm trying to think who else going back to the Bears who we could get. There's no one we could get up off. Nobody's. Would you go and get Jameis? After this year, Jameis doesn't pan out necessarily in Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay goes, we're going to go draft a. You would go with Jameis?
I'll go with Cam.
Oh, can you get Cam up out of Carolina?
Yeah.
They have a new owner who's not very patient, we're told.
Yeah.
What if they say, Cam, we're not going to pay you all this money?
Cam says, you know what? I'm going to go to Chicago and reinvent myself like, I don't know, Dante Culpepper did, or, and I hate when I do that. Steve Young, no, he was already. Who's
Brett
the
Favre
quarterback?
put up
Brett
decent years in
Favre
Minnesota,
and-
a decent
yeah.
year in
He
Minnesota.
did. 1
You
year,
know,
that's all that matters.
That's all that
he is.
matters. They were dangerously close from going back to the Super Bowl. It was
Yeah.
it was a fucking
So
play
Eli
at the
could
end.
be Brett. No.
Man,
Eli got 2 rings.
how far we have fallen.
Eli got 2 rings.
Eli a Hall of Famer?
Eli has 2 rings.
Eli
Eli
Manning.
has 2 rings.
That means he getting in?
I mean, Eli has 2 rings. Ben has 2 rings. So.
Oh boy, Eli Manning, Hall of Fame quarterback.
Is he not?
I don't know. All I know is he's beaten Brady twice. That's got to be something. Tom Brady would literally have put.
So his 2 rings are against
The GOAT, right? I think that alone should get you to the Hall of Fame. You know what? I'm sold. I'm sold. Eli Manning's a Hall of Famer, just like Vlade Divac is a Hall of Famer.
Number. They can just switch the names. It's easy. Easy transition. I think it's easy.
Yikes.
So,
okay.
Eli, you are welcome to come. Second city.
So that means Mr. Trubisky's 2 Super Bowls away from being a Hall of Famer. There you go. Well, perfect. We have reached our third segment of the EC Sports Show. We're going to talk about our fantasy league. We're struggling on some fronts on the EC family. Some people need a little bit more prayers and thoughts and prayers with them, because we know how much that helps. My co-host Dion hit the group chat earlier this week and said, hey, I need a QB. Not because I'm not satisfied with my current QB. I don't have anyone healthy. Oh, Dion. There he is. Dion decided that Drew Brees and Ben Roethlisberger were going to propel him into some W's. They have both, as you know, have gone down with injuries. Ben Roethlisberger out for the year. Drew Brees out for the next 6 weeks. It's a little rough over there in the Bloomington Ballhead. See, it falls to 0-2.
Bloomington? I don't know what you're talking about.
Bloomingdale, excuse me. Shout out to Bloomington, old hometown. And I, with Lamar Jackson, am now 1-1. Danny falls to 0-2. Man, you want to talk about somebody who is not living up to expectations. The defending champ, Danny Malakizmail.
You gonna extend his name out like that?
You got to do better. You got to do better. Come on, man. Anyways, I'm very pleased with the direction that my team is going. David Montgomery, you'll be in the starting lineup this week, my friend. We'll see how you do, since it seems like Mitch Trubisky and Matt Nagy are not interested in utilizing any quarterback skills. Let's just run the ball. And that works for me, right? Oh, Dion. Welcome back.
Oh, yeah. I just, needed to stretch the legs while you were discussing.
Let's talk about positives, right?
Yeah.
You made a trade this week. You made a trade this week in fantasy.
Yeah, within seconds you realize that.
Yeah. I get email push notifications or a wonderful thing. All of a sudden I get a little chirp on my phone in the evening that said we have a trade in our ECSports room. In our ECSports league. Let me get the exact things we got going on. In fact, it was a family trade. It was in-house, literally.
What?
Taco Tuesday.
Who's 2-0?
Who is 2-0. Decided to trade Carson Wentz and Cortland Sutton.
Who's Taco Tuesday?
That would be Dylan.
Oh.
Dion's son. So when I said in-house, I'm talking literally in-house. I asked before, were you guys in separate rooms during negotiations? Was this during dinner? Just give me the setup. Where were you? Are y'all at different spots?
Did she cook that day? What day was that? I don't know.
No, I'll tell you exactly, because like I said, popped right back up to me that this went down. Looks to be a Monday evening.
Monday?
Yeah, Monday at 7:54 precisely. This trade went down.
Oh.
Dion.
That was after he had football
trades
practice.
John Ross III, Larry Fitzgerald, and Philip Lindsay for a quarterback, because both of his died last week.
Taco Tuesday has Tom Brady, so he doesn't need his quarterback.
That's fair.
Smart trade for him.
How do you feel about your acquisition of Carson Wentz? So that seems to be the focal point of this trade.
It's about execution, making sure that Carson does his job. And, 2 Hall of Famers got hurt in the same week somehow. So I just got to get back on the horse,
Yeah.
Only 6 teams make the playoffs, so I got to execute. make sure that I get in there. I mean, right now, I'm not the only one that's 0-2, am I, Danny? Ugh. Whoa. Yeah.
Are you concerned at all
Am I,
that
Danny?
2 of Carson Wentz's
I'm
receivers
playing a bum this week, and Eric, he's
died?
0-2 as well. What'd you say? I'm sorry, I skipped your question.
Are you concerned about Carson Wentz receivers going down to injuries?
In the words of Russell Westbrook, just gotta execute.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That is fair. So that's our first trade.
Yes. No action. Yeah, first, and then some. Danny made a trade.
Danny made a trade. Let's just see Danny's trade. Funny, that didn't come up on my
to
push
D'Amato.
notification.
You didn't see that one?
No.
The Danny D'Amato trade?
What? No.
I was wondering
I
what
need to
D'Amato was
investigate.
doing on that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Here it is right here.
What you got? What does it look like?
Mike Evans
Okay.
for Julian Edelman.
Interesting.
Yeah, very. So Danny gets Mike Evans, who's definitely a receiver 1,
Yeah.
for Julian Edelman on a team with AB and Josh Gordon.
Yeah, I think D'Amato was just riding a high on how good the Patriots look and
yeah.
didn't realize that the Patriots have 19 receivers now and 3 running backs.
According to D'Amato, and I quote, "Yes, we did that." So
Warren, put that across. They did that.
So at the end of the day, I just gotta execute.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's week 2, and I'm not looking good right now. The new guy Drew is at the top of the chain.
Yeah, man. What's
he
up,
somehow
Drew?
pulled the tight end that was sought after, and he's the number 8 waiver pickup. That's a little interesting.
Man,
How did he get Mark Andrews?
how are we? People need to hawk this waiver wire, ECSports crew. We just letting cookies fall through.
Yeah.
I don't know. If
like I said, I'm
anybody
not fun with that. I'm not. I'm not happy with my team. I'm in last place, but so is Danny.
Keep in mind,
Champ.
I have Russell
Champ.
Wilson
You and Saquon.
and Baker Mayfield just waiting in case you.
Fuck Baker Mayfield.
Okay.
He's a bum.
That's fair because he has not looked,
Bro,
Baker
you got
from
Lamar
State Farm.
Jackson. You did your dance. You're good. He dropped 59.
I'm just
Bro,
saying, I got
move
people.
on.
I got people. If you need people, I'm here to help. That's I'm here to help. In any way, shape, or form I can.
Le'Veon Bell is getting me like paltry 19 points.
Dog, Le'Veon. In case you didn't know, Le'Veon Bell is still good. He took a year off and is still good. And the Jets are going to be bad. First of all, how a grown-ass man catch mono? Sam Darnold, do better.
Yeah.
You're an adult. I don't know what you was licking. I don't know what you was kissing.
Well, what was kissing you?
Or
licking you?
Au contraire.
Take her to the doctor, bro.
Both of y'all together. Jets got, I'm sure,
You got
amazing
good
health
insurance.
care.
Handle that, bro.
So, all right, that's the show. Clearly, the lights are going off.
Yeah.
We'll catch you guys next week. EC Sports Show. Deion's gonna get a victory this week. We can feel it.